Let me post the push now. I need to fix my controls. Up, left, and right. Um, mm, yeah, and then speed up the spine. Okay, I already messed up the controls. Actually, turn on. We're gonna be here for a while. Okay, no, that's kind of annoying. Um, did you see how Paris Chestnut had to help? Did you see how Paris Chestnut had to dodge a crit for the run out to wipe against the Snorlax in front of the mansion? That if that Snorlax rate or like hit the, I think it was if it hit the high roll, it dies. Hmm. 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 Oh, it's gonna take forever. Nestle Crunch. Hmm. Nigga, go through your fucking Iron Island. So complaining. Is anyone online on Twitch today? I don't know. I think Nakala playing. Maybe Popper's playing. Watch him play. You streaming? Yeah. No. Oh yeah, Nicholas. Oh, he's in Wake Split. Ugh. Me? Oh, when I get into Wake Split, that's a whole different section. That's a whole separate story. It's gonna be horrid. No, for me to be okay on Wake Split means I need to have either a 1 to 1, 0 to 1 death Rourke, a deathless Mars, and a 1 death Forest, 2 death Gardenia, 1 death Jupiter, and then lock in for Fantina and maybe get one death to have a okay Wake Split. Anything above 8 deaths, I promise you, I'm not winning. Yeah, people, you know me. I get tilted the moment I lose something and I play shit. I did I did I'm fucking stubborn. I don't know why I just don't take the mental reset. It pisses me off sometimes. Show me if you remember me. How do I reset my game with these ones? No. Like B up. Ready to learn how to reset my game. Oh, nope. What is it again? Really forgot. Press and hold up on the D-pad, the select button and the B button all at the same time. What is my select button? Wait, forgot. Control. Select this F. No, select this R. So it's R, like this. No, that doesn't make no dumb sense. Right. Oh, there you go. Have fun. No, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. I thought it would work, but it doesn't because you would get your gear and your thing quite late, so it doesn't matter. But no, you have a penis. I mean, his teeth is amazing. Yeah, he's not wrong. If you get one early, I think you have a high chance of getting one early anyway. It's like a 10% on, yeah, 40. Yeah, but I've had many runs with an early Zard. No, they're both 20% regardless for every time. So you just take the thingy. The fuck is acid rain? The thing on. No, funny.
Then after a spiky field on the it the functional thing that's coming in on the coming, I guess, the edge of the bulk weeks or any ground. And then B gets to do some fun stuff over here. So he's trying to send that little build this what kill goal. And you get to bring it the kill by Zolt. Or else you know, what was that? No, I'm saying like um it turns into lifer and you know what I'm bringing in. Yeah. I figure I won't tangle without annoying coverage, yeah. You in management, did you got your money, the only thing I have that actually outspeeds the Arctical is probably Jimmy Bear's son of the and they just like the fucking body. Like if we had any kind of break, that's not like a limit time. I remember for fun. It never ever came up. But the only thing before was now on the theory and honestly the often like the theory I think. Um I even like well later on I did get my limit time a few times. But I defensively always kept for the debating anytime. I mean it never actually did fighting not really. And they like the last people. Yeah. A lot of people I'm taking you can take different stuff from the other series, you have a different basic profile. So I did thought one side was just for the taking a at the brain of the at the very most powerful not that. And then switching to anything with fake out. I definitely running everywhere. I'll do the trip next time. Wait a minute. I can. Yeah, that. Be pre-imagery. Pretty good. Risk from both the either the 96, they're pre-image 296, and that should be it. Okay, 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 okay. Firecracker. Yeah. Mhm. It's gonna be, yeah, oh yeah, it's weird. That was a while ago, I know.
Me. Wow.
Get it down. What?
That's slow, son. Not sure what over time. I don't mind a bunny run. I don't mind a bunny early game. Beg does not take longer than like an hour 30, man. Come on, give me a run. Let me just have a run. I just wanna run. Wanna do a 3-bird run? Remember how good what is 3-bird? Put the what the IPs on this? West. So special type hasty pink. Mm, this means I have to do bare honey cheese, which I'm not ready for, man. I want to minimum just get all my honey cheese out the way early game. You get Fampi early game, you can just get all your honey cheese out the way. You don't really want anything on 206. Maybe start minute for Luxio if you don't have a Shinx yet. Yeah, I guess. That's about it. You can always put a honey cheese on Malaya. There's definitely a route. So you've done if you do both honey if you do two or two Burmy, honey tree and honey tree early game, that then leads to you having two honey tree Pokemon. Dust is 3, from a meadow is 4, Eternal Forest is 5. Yeah, you basically have 5 honey tree encounters, which you always end up with I'm pretty sure you end up with a guaranteed bar free out of the 5. Always have Burmy anyway. You could potentially have Burmy, Beedrill, and Butterfree with Vespiquen. If you're lucky, you don't ever pull the fucking Cricketot. But the chance of that is so unlikely, so you probably end up with Cricketot and probably Vespiquen with either Caterpie or Weedle. Yeah, you probably end up with all the bugs that you want besides either Vespiquen or Beedrill, one of the other two beasts. You could potentially get from Eternal Forest as the last honey tree before the last one. Jesus, what's in my throat?
Was giving me bad advice, but he figuring out it was bad advice. Would have made me lose my Mega B.
Oh, fair enough.
He said that Bulky was really bugged. I was worried about this fight. I wouldn't know what the bug was. Turns out the bug would have meant that it would have targeted Mega Beedrill instead of Totodile. So Spiky Shield would have been pointless, and I would have just lost.
Lost your Mega B, yeah.
I can still do this game opening, but then I need to switch into somebody.
I mean, if it's bow beak anyway, you know, just hop into ground type at that point.
So yeah, I can make sure that it's guaranteed bolt peak. I can just go to a ground site. That is very likely what I'm going to do. And on the other side, I actually can kind of punish this situation. Make sure that I got it right first.
Oh, come on. Is it
Normally, there's no Rocky helmet in the early game. They have to wait forever to get it.
is it every time I get it's like I always have to get oh, these are these. They're decent. Penguins are these are yeah. The defense is quite shit, but I can live with it. But why is there always a Glamia and a female Berman that wants to pop up? There's nothing else. But it's fine. I can live with I can live with Meowth. I had the PB went with three cats, which Persian actually did end up somehow proving itself quite strong and useful. It's just the fake out delay is not something I'm too keen of, which I probably won't even do it.
I can instead just go right into instead action drill. So just do Elga,
Hmm.
and then I will always survive. Bolt peak cannot kill me. And that drops me to be an Arctical. I could then switch into Lucia, and I could have a muscle band. Then I could go for close combat and kill the Arctozolt.
Fair enough.
Or I can just have a hard switch because the enemy Liebird is going to very likely just go for an attack on Elagos. I can need a pre-damage so that I'm at 1 HP. No, I'm so I'm at, let's see here. Togedemar takes 9 from Pale. Elagos will take like 8 or 7.
No, the run almost ended immediately. It took me 43 minutes. It's not that bad.
That takes 16 from Pale, so got low HP of 111 or 16. They don't take 6 from Pale. So we need 7 HP plus max roll of these two, and let's see what it takes. Max roll crit both the 120. I was looking at the wrong spot. That was in the speed stat for some reason. I'm down, down. Yeah. Damage from yeah. It was just start at 10 and add. That's 120. I'm gonna start at 130. Let's take a crit max damage. There's 130. I should just straight don't survive that. Well, can't play that.
Damn.
Sure, it's double natural hit, but nobody got time for that.
Mm.
If I just put it resist to the electric move and have fake out, that'd be awesome. But not the best timeline.
Let me ski. Oh, yeah. I actually did get a ski. Okay. This run is viable. Although I don't like male or female ski. I I'm fine with one. Mhm.
Actually, I'm thinking this through. Because both enemies, if I have 30 at full health, will be going for Mega B when they go into XP drill. And that same turn, I can. Now I want to hard switch that turn in order to set up a fresh matchup. Switch is the later fake out. Who's the best fake outer for the fight? I think probably Hariyama. So Hari then face out hard dissolve. Blast in the face of library. The drill annihilates hard dissolve. But somehow flying fake out user, I can go for earthquake that turn. And also annihilate the library too. Not every time. Yeah, every time. Every time. That's cool. But a blind fake out user. Pretty large fake out. Annoying. Like Pokemon. That's racist. I could, of course, just hard scale my holy shit to 30 attack, and then I'd be able to pretty reliably shoot stuff anyway.
Hmm.
But it wouldn't really matter because holy shit would really not like facing down the liger. So if I bring in somebody who punishes the liger instead of that, and then double strike afterwards, Uber and liger, I think goes without saying, right?
Hmm.
Not bad.
In a bit. Openness. You know. Things. Show me B-Barrel, Shanks. Yeah, we ain't about. I guess you make the gym 10 times easier. Meaning I don't have to worry about finger anymore. You're just a pain though. Let's try to make a deep overalls, I guess. Just so the speed doesn't die. Not showing me one point. I can't catch this, which is unfortunate. We're gonna have to go with the grass. I'm fine with that. In return, perfectly fine with that in return. That was a decent trade-off. I won't even lie. That was a decent trade-off. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Zero attacks is the zero attack IVs is fucking disgusting, by the way. That is a vial and a half. Yeah, man. What detail? Account details. Card details I'm not doing. Whoa, nah, I can't lie, I ain't doing all that. Let's send the bread back, us. I can't lie, I don't care, G. That's where I draw the line. Mm-mm.
我们绿林房那边。
Mm, Metron battles. Mm, should be fine to be honest. We just fan talk. Talk one more time. And yeah, fan talk's fine. Let's minimize. We can fan talk again. Use charm. It sings us and with the ski. Fake it out. Put to sleep. We could attack. Oh my days. Okay, fine. Friendly frenzy punt was so unnecessary, bro. Anyway, you can do the first button. Nice. Promise myself. And we just swap. Oh my god. What the actual hell, bro? Nah, man, what the actual hell? Just got mouse and I don't trust that. Literally. If I got AP there, my Bami's dead. That is fucking ridiculous. That's why I don't like mentioning balls. With good information though, we know that we can beat Michelin bars basically at level 12, meaning they're not as hard, meaning I don't need to go all the way up to 13 for these. I wouldn't, I wish I couldn't just, like, I didn't need to, evolve a run. Raise everyone's level, but for this bar, we kinda need to. I'm gonna try and spread as much XP as I can, which might need to. I have two cards. I might just increase one of my cards quite high. I don't think I have an issue with what we need. I think Glamia at 15 is fine. Let's pick up a couple things. Vulpix makes the thingy trainer easy. Mm, personally, if I pulled B-Barrel or something else from the grass, I would have preferred that. Which leads to, I might go over here and grab something. Not sure yet. That's fine. I think these levels are fine. Should be a few turns straight away. And the shot, then protect. Minky sees Cry Chop. And then it just sees U-turn. No, why do you see Fury so you should see U-turn, gang. My god. Cool. Let's see T-Wave. And now it sees Rolling Kick. Wait that much. Jesus. Rattle sees Eternal. Something like that. And this just wants to fake me out, which I'm fine with. No, it's just gonna start spamming U-turns. We'll go grab me out first. Charm at once. I'm gonna be in high gives me a bit of wiggle room. Pulling the poly will be such a grace right now. Mm. Need to pepper up. Oh. Hmm. Double pinks. Didn't turn upper red into upper red? That is something we don't know yet. You do die into maximum. Yeah, you die to upper crit into upper. I don't know, skinny with 20 HP. That's an upper crit actually. Maybe put a 10%. Unfortunately, didn't. I don't know. Like I've seen people pull that shit so many times. Hasty with okay, try these. Minus defense is kind of annoying because it means there's things that can see kill quite easily. I think he was catching as gay. Okay. fuck happened? Why am I loading slot one? What the hell? Okay, wait. Mm, oh my god, my Emily is just fucking about and it's just ruined everything. I think. Oh, back to square one, I guess. Fucking Emily just fucked up everything. Emily just fucks about, man. They should load the save state without even clicking the button to load the save state. Fucking love it. So annoying, man.
Great. I mean, what is it? One point I'm not looking at, you know, I do. Well, I mean, it's something on. That's something that you get again. I think for example, I could be so really. We were really bad with like
Just don't forget about me. I'm still not continuing. I'm resetting. Okay. So annoying, man. Being stuck in the early game blender is such a pain. It might make me think I might just continue this tomorrow or something. I just can't be asked right now anymore. This is generally such a pain, bro. Early game blender is like, please kill me, rip out my heart out. I would give my heart, I would give my lungs for a run that just picks up off the floor, fam. The early game blender's actually pissed me off. It's been ever since it's been for 20, no, it's been 30 runs now where I'm just stuck in early game blender. For 30 runs, I just can't get past Gardenia. I can't get into the mid game. It's insane. I just can't get into not even mid game. I can't even get a Fantina split. Fantina split is still considered early game. Like, I can't even get into Fantina split, and I've beaten Fantina split. I go all the way into Merlin split. Um, a couple routes before Merlin's gym and the double battle in Veilstone City. It's just like with this game, you're just doing so many things there's so many things that can just go wrong. Like, cool. You're doing early game delays because you're in search of you're trying to do high risk, high reward early game because obviously you can just get there as fast as possible again. If you don't care about the BAM, if you care about the BAM, you might take a bit, but you still get there. You're delaying 218 because you don't want the Goldeen there. You want the King Draw, aka Horsey, because you want to fish up Goldeen into the city. Then you're doing a route 204 delay until you can get up to the other side because you want one of the grass stars because you want a better grass walk on. Penis for that, man. And then to top it all off, you're delaying 205 as well because instead of wanting the Needle Queen that everyone wanted since the beginning of the game, you now have to live without a Needle Queen because you want the Finion there to get the King Draw to then get the allow yourself to do whatchamacallit, get the Feraligatr, which you want early wake split, meaning you're delaying 2 or 8. Like after every split that you complete, you're just adding more and more delays, which all benefit you like towards the end of the game. They all like help you out, and they increase your box from going to good to just make your box go great again. But it's just so annoying because you don't have any Pokemon to use. Like you're doing early game right now. Okay, I'm doing early game right now. I'm in the early game blender. I'm delaying 3 routes off rip early game, meaning I'm -3 encounters, being the allow of one a grass type and a water type being either Goldeen, uh, well, or Slowpoke almost. 204 can give me any grass type or a female Burmy, but with you resetting for female Burmy, it's a dupe anyway, so you're guaranteed a grass type. Whether it's Cedar is a horrid Pokemon, but it increases your chance of getting Fampi in 206 if you haven't got the Fampi yet. If you did get the Fampi early game, you can use that route to, I guess, Honey Tree or something, or some other nonsense. Most of the grass types in there are okay, but you're more looking towards the higher rolls like Bulbasaur, Chikorita, Oddish, Bidoof, Cacnea, like certain like somewhere in between those five. Victory Bell is yeah. I was saying yeah because I heard people say you can use it. It's not the best Pokemon. It's usable. There's a couple sun fights, so like it will turn out to be a good Pokemon in those sun fights, but that's about it. Man, how the fuck did I do this, man? And like it's just the moment you get a run off your feet, it's fine. But with this game, it's like you don't have I'd say you don't have bosses. You have mini bosses, then you have actual like 9 early game fights that will decide whether you reset or not. Mini bosses are stuff like metronome battles. Berry 2 is basically free with the one down anyway. So you're good. Um, yeah, metronome. Oh, big stretch. Ah, big stretch right there. Yeah, stuff like metronome battles, the Rattata with the flame orb on Route 2 or 3, uh, the Riolu with adaptability rolling kick, King's Rock. The two tunnel fights are basically free if you just have a good normal type, like B barrels, you can do it. Think yeah, Boneri can definitely do it. Like any strong, any of the Farfetch or Delibird line, like something like that. Any bug type that is fully evolved can also do that, but like it's not that those two are not the end of the world. Then you get into Urbex City, you do the underground, which is quite easy. Like I don't think I've ever lost some. Now I've lost something there to a misclick. That's about it. Um, and then besides that, like you're looking, you're fine. And then you get into the gym, and the first trainer in the gym, aka Scientist Jonathan, just has a demon Machop that just wants to randomly crit you, which then ends up with you stirring, and it does so much damage to anyone. Even if it's just like, even if it's not even super, like your Piplup takes 30 damage. Same goes for your Wormadam. I think your Wormadam takes about 20 damage from that Smitrob. Like if you don't get crit, fair enough. Like you're lucky, innit? But like my luck for these past 30 attempts has been so bad. I think I've lost like 5 Pokemon to just getting crit on the Machop in like 5 different runs. And if it wasn't to the Machop, me losing something to the Machop, I got crit, I got crit, which then led up to me having to stir and then losing something to a crit. Like I've lost something to this in these 30 times. I've definitely lost something to the matchup at least like 15 or 20 times. So like it's the one thing that's just keeping me from saying, "Oh yeah, Rourke." you're like, you're my bitch. And then Craniados would be the other 10 runs where it just randomly crits you when you swap in your ground type to resist a head smash. And you're just there like, well, nah, I'm deaf or fucked. Like, it's so stupid and ridiculous that you can physically not do anything against it. And the thing is, you need early game Burmy because it's good as Spinarak is. I love Spinarak. Spinarak's one of my favorite Pokemon in this game. Spinarak can Spinarak does do the same as Wormadam, but because you don't have the Wormadam, you're hitting so many honey trees, which is just fucked because you're okay. You get your Dustle from Floroma Meadow, 100 tree encounter gun. Hit the Floroma Meadow, Floroma Town. Hit the Floroma Meadow, honey tree, another encounter gun. Eterna City, another encounter gun. That's and you hit the early game honey tree. That's four encounters gone where you wanted to honey tree regardless. Like those are the four locations you want to honey tree anyway. But then you need to hit two extra honey trees because A, you want to dupe out the honey tree table regardless. But besides wanting to dupe out the honey tree regardless because of the scissor in Fuego Windworks and the Heracross you can get like near the national park where you get the national decks. Um the chance of you hitting Fema Burmy is a 50-50. If you're unlucky, the 50-50 just turns into you hitting so many honey trees where you just keep pulling male Burmy, male Burmy, male Burmy, male Burmy, male Burmy, male Burmy. And it's like, take my soul from me. I don't want this shit. So it's like yeah, it's just like, fuck. But the moment you hit the female Burmy, you Gucci. Like if you okay, let's say I hit the female Burmy with this setup like here, like I would be super good for Gardenia spit, but the chances of that is a 50-50, and then I also need to hit the actual Burmy, which is also a very low percentage. So like it's just a piss take. So yeah, like the early game blender is it's something, man. It's really something to to stay like you make it past the early game blender and you're good. AKA you make it past Fantina's gym with a rather decent box. I'm talking a comfortable 10 comfortable 8 to 13 deaths of Pokemon that you sacrifice because you know you didn't need them, and your box then scales after Gardenia, after Fantina to power to where you ensure that you get more and more encounters, you're fine. I'm talking like 8 deaths with a box where you know after Fantina like you're not really scaling as much, but you're getting some power because you're getting the Kingdra and the high potential for Alligator. Or you scale into like, oh yeah, like everything in my box can give me power, and you still get the King Draw and the Feraligatr, so like you're Gucci for a long time. So yeah, it's just a bit of a need to generally think about it. And like it's the thing of like, oh, your Penguin doesn't evolve. That's another thing. As good as Penguin is for like the first split, Penguin doesn't pop up during the second split. It pops up sometimes during the third split because it has a couple niches where, ow, what the hell? Am I bleeding? Where it can do a couple things. It's
How's it
really,
going?
I want to put my head through a wall and I want to off myself.
Good. That means that things are just exactly where they should be.
Yeah, exactly. They're just correct. I'm right. I'm right. So, so the run I had yesterday, I messed up, which was my bad. I forgot to pop my repel, and I ended up pulling Teddy also, which then led to me having one ground type for Rock Gym, and I got crit immediately swapping in, so I just lost immediately, whether I wanted to or not. Which I think I should have just sacked the Teddy also, and I would have been fine. But I wanted to play my odds, so nothing.
You just didn't see it at the moment. Is that what it was?
Mm, yeah, I was thinking.
Okay.
I was thinking like I was okay. I had a rat and a teddy also, so I was choosing like which one dies. But then I was like, I believe in my Sandshrew. It can live a head smash, bait a crunch, survive on 1 HP, bait another crunch, and my love this can come in and kill.
Yeah. Oh, and 10 years something good later for the restraint.
Earthring is definitely good in this game, but it's just like if you don't have a yeah, especially early. It's just a bit of a
Protecting on dude.
blender, man. I swear. I don't. I don't. I'm using. I'm basically using the chicken's child. Like I'm using a penguin. It's just like the early game blender is such a pain in the neck. And what am I? Okay, as bad as Ledian might be, it is okay in this game. It's the thing of the early game blender and this specific things you need for this game are so determined. Like you're so determined to fish max, which ends up with your box being so paper thin for early game and Gardenias. You beat the early game with 0 deaths, the thinness of your box becomes less and less, and you scale more and more with all the encounters that you're getting. Like you're getting 3 extra encounters, 4 from Eternal Forest, and then 5 Eternal City, and 2 11 6.
Yeah.
And someone said you might delay 2 11 to pull the Honey Tree later. I'm still going for that fire type or the God of War. Like I don't care about the fucking other side. It doesn't really concern me. But the moment you lose something in the early game, whether it has value or not, it could end up with you needing it later. Like, oh, let's say I'm playing blah blah blah. I get to Scientist Jonathan, which is let's say Scientist Jonathan is like the first boss of the game, like the first mini boss, or like boss slash mini boss, because his Machop is a crit demon, and it just turns out to be such a pain to deal with when you don't have things like Chingling, Grimer, Nidoran, any of the Nidos, or Coughing, which are all like Coughing, Grimer, and Chingling are like 20 and 10% encounters. The Nidos are 4% encounters. So like you're there like, I should have a high chance of pulling any of them. Nope. Game does not want you to have much. Niche. Game doesn't want you to have nothing. You can even pull a spoink sometimes, which just makes that fight easy. But like, it's a thing of even another thing. Your box is so thin that I don't know. I actually don't know. This is another thing with the early game. Pokemon don't want to stay in the ball when they're supposed to just stay in. The thing is, like if I see a Shinx in this route, I'll catch it and I'll run to the. No, it's in this game. It's a rivalry which turns into Tinted Lens. or Reckless, which you want both. You want one or the other. Shinx is the best Pokemon in this game. Like it turns your box from. You could have the shittest box. Yeah, my steps are reset for my steps. Like I can't. Okay, you know what? I can. No, I can't. Can I beat the leap? No, I can't catch this. Being as much as I like Wurmple, there's a guaranteed Dustox. Like it's 100% guaranteed in Gardenia Split. Literally the first town after Jubilife City, you get the guaranteed Dustox. So catching Wurmple early game is like you're nerfing yourself because you could end up with the Beautifly line. And it's a thing of like you always you keep resetting until you have that Burmy, and then you just pick up whatever you can get.
You know what's crazy?
Hmm.
I was like so much Pokemon recently.
Hmm.
One of my friends was Snapchat. We were talking about like the probability of game
Hmm.
and what if it was the game for about for we were and I mean like it seems like things are actually predetermined. I mean by that is if you would say like let's say you're using the game leader, right? Just like
Yeah, yeah.
if you take the same steps that you took, you'll find the exact same intention.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen that. I've seen that.
It doesn't time does not exist in the complex and probability of the game. It, this is the crazy thing. Like you can quick save. So I'm playing a radical red run right now.
Hmm.
I'm not blocking it because it's full red.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Field love fully red.
Hmm.
I can't tell you like the level of speed that I'm dealing with. Like before a fight, and I can recreate my crit as long as I make the same move.
It's the same with it's the same with this game. Like it's the same with this game. Like I've seen someone like pre-save in a certain location, run around and try test what encounters they get where, and they it's that's what I'm saying. As long as long as you do the same steps and do everything, you will end up with the good encounter. You can pull the good encounter if you want to, which is so ridiculous. But then again, in a hardcore Nuzlocke, you're not allowed to really do that. So you're kind of fucked if you.
On your card book, and it will change the encounter that you get.
That's what.
And there, everything plays out.
That's what I'm saying. You could.
Accident to say it was true. It isn't true. And I don't mind on Sabrina's trickery that I couldn't get that.
Hmm.
Because on first turn, both the camera and whatever fucking like hell. I don't know if they can hear one of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, much water, but oh, correct. Yeah, I got that. I took it off of my Alakazam.
Hmm.
I back on my Alakazam. My Alakazam, it doesn't matter. I was just thinking about that first off.
Yeah.
The crazy one. The crazy one. Like, let the block.
Cool.
That's how they switch. Come on, it changes the outcome of the battle.
Show me. Show me. Show me Cricketer Butterfree. Female Burn would just be best outcome. I just want a female Burmy, bro, please. Oh my god, it's male! It's so stupid to hit the 50-50 and then
What was the way to call a female bird? Like,
Yeah, no, you can just hit the 50-50 and then you go from there. Like it's not like other Pokemon. I think it's not like Skitties or certain Pokemon where like a Skitty has a 12 to 4 chance to be a male, to be a female, but then Burmy is a I think Burmy is a 50-50. So you can use Spinarak. Yeah, I think Burmy is 50-50. You can use Spinarak. Spinarak is like a mini version of Burmy, but because of the fact of you're doing two things at the same time with every Platinum Kaiser run that you're going to do if you want to get into the Hall of Fame sheet, which being honey tree maxing and fish maxing, you want to get a lot of honey tree encounters out the way as early as possible so you don't have to put them on different routes. So the thing that everyone's come up with is 202 you can get Burmy from and there's an early honey tree. So what most people do is they either just take the Burmy and they then do honey tree maxing after they beat Rock, or you start with the honey tree maxing by pulling the early game honey tree, and hope for anything that isn't called Wurmple, which you're fine with, or anything called X or Burmy because there's dupes calls. Then you just have to take the grass. And then after you've done that, you're fish maxing, meaning in the early game, you're fishing for you. By the time you finish Rock Split, you would have four water Pokemon chilling in your box. One of them is getting traded regardless, so you have three. And then you get into Gardenia Split. You get into Gardenia Split, you catch an extra water type, meaning you're back to four. But that can also get traded for something else, so you could be down to three again. And then after you beat Fantina Split, you go from from three to about six, and then it keeps going from there. Like you go from three to six. Like there's a lot of water Pokemon in this game that you want, but it just ends up with your box having too many water types, meaning female Burmy and all the Honeydew encounters go hand in hand with the grass types and the water types in your box because they all bait specific things. Meaning, oh, you have a water type out, you get hit with an electric type move, swap into a grass type. You have a grass type out, swap into your water type. You have a female Burmy out, which is 4x super effective against a fire type, swap back into your water type. You have a electric type, but you don't have a grass type at the moment, swap into your Burmy. Your Burmy resists it. So it's like yeah, this game is, oh my fucking god. It's just a lot of like everyone's like the early game has been solved to some extent of you know what you want from early game in specific routes. Like the best box that you could possibly have for early game would be 202 Burmy, Sandgem Town, you pull something like Sandshrew, Krabby, Nido. I'd say you get the Nido or Sandshrew. Lakefront, you take the Honey Tree and you hope for Beedrill, Caterpie, Vespiquen. Quakertot is fine, but it's just getting traded away the moment you beat Rock Split or Gardenia Split. And you would want the Shinx from Lake Verity. Twin Leaf Town, you take your Zoom Roll as always. 219, you take your Love This. If you pull Fion is fine, but you have a chance of not getting your Gaia as early as you want. Ravage Path, you want whatever, to be honest. Like it's a thing of certain encounters change the routing that you will do, but it won't change it in the fact of you still want the same things in the early game. it will always stay the same unless you pull specific encounters, being Finion from 219, Fampi from Urbeg Mine, and that's about it. Like those two will change your routing to the point of, oh, 2 of 5. I already have my Finion. I can now hit my Needle King slash Needle Queen and make every Rotom in this game their bitch. Um, oh, I've pulled the early Fampi, aka I can go to Ravage Path, and I can still decide to pull the normal ground, meaning I can get a Zubat or an extra ground type. Zubat being the better option because Zubat is one of the best Pokemon in this game. Like Crobat comes almost to every fight in this game. I love the thing. I love it. Then no one, no one can. Why? Why do you always proceed to be male? Why do you like having a penis? Like Zubat, in my eyes, is the single best early game Pokemon you can have because the moment you pull early game Zubat, if the game has a decent amount of levels, let's say, first gym leader 16, second gym leader is in the 25s or 26s, you have a Crobat by the second gym. You have a guaranteed Crobat by the second gym. You just need to friendship max, which doesn't take long, or you just fucking hack it in. Like no one's against that. It's literally between you running around for hours, or you just open a script real quick, friendship max, and you have a Zub and you have a Crobat. So like I would never complain about a Crobat. I wouldn't complain about a Crobat in this game either. But the thing with Crobat in this game is it doesn't evolve via friendship. It has a specific level where it evolves, being 48. So you have a guaranteed Crobat in Wakespit, is around the fifth gym, which is where you would around that time you would want it. Obviously, if you could get it earlier, you would want it earlier because it would just be a fast flying type, poison type, which you would want. But you can live without it because you get a separate flying type from Valley Windworks. There's like a low chance of you pulling an electric type, but if you do, it's still fine if you pull the electric type because that then equals to you pulling or trying to hit 50/50s on like stuff like Electabuzz, Luxio, um, Pichu. So the early electric type isn't as bad as most people say it is. It has some niche usage. This early game blender is gently the pain and bane of my existence. Like it's been fair. I PB'd attempt 75 after I don't know. Mm, it's just such a pain and suffering. Because the funny thing is, even if you get, even let's say you don't get the Burmy, and you have a male skitty doesn't guarantee that you get a female Burmese. It goes from 50-50 to 67%, 66.7%, meaning you have a chance of hitting a male Burmese with a male ski in the front lead. So like, unless you pull it early, you will go through pain and suffering if you don't get that thing as early as possible.
What just happened?
What do you mean?
They won. You know, no more push. And not next day. Real here.
Hmm.
Playing red cap.
1 second. Yo, nope. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The bag with all your snuffs and everything, and I know.
All right, stream. We're not done for today. We'll be back in 20, 30 minutes. I'm just gonna change myself. I need to go somewhere else, and we'll be back. So instead of me putting it to be right back, I'll stop the streaming because it's gonna take me